And a very good day to DansDen Live number 25. DansDen Live number 25. I just logged in and I was like, hey, that rhymes. What a fun time. What a fun time. It rhymes. Hooray. I'm so very happy and pleased that it rhymes. Fantastic. So it's number 25, week 5 of DansDen. And I'm a little bit nervous because there's a parcel that should be due today. And I'm so paranoid that a parcel has been delivered, right? And it has on it the original delivery date, which was the day that the parcel originally was supposed to arrive. And it's also got red, as in redelivery for today, which is exactly it. And there's only one parcel that I'm expecting to arrive today. And I think it's that one. But somehow I'm still paranoid that it's not the parcel and I'm going to hear them deliver it now. The reason is because that the last time on Monday, when the parcel should have arrived, it came between 12 and 1. This one arrived before 12. I'm paranoid. What's up, Ethan? What's good, buddy? Hey, Twigsy, how we doing? What's good? Y'all are here quick today. What's happening on a Friday? Y'all are here already. Hey, what's going on? You're all here. This is lovely. So unfortunately, you just missed. You just missed the Chloe. What's up, Chloe? How we doing? What's good with you? What's chilling? What's really good? You missed the beginning part of this, which was the most exciting part, where I said, welcome to DansDen Live number 25. And of course, as you know, I got a little bit excited because it rhymed. It rhymed. So yeah. How am I? I am fine. Naughty. I did a naughty yesterday, Chloe. I did a very naughty thing. So there's a game I like playing called City Skylines. Sorry to everyone who doesn't, play video games, but whatever. I play this game called City Skylines as a city builder, and I get really into it because it's very intricate. It's not as simple as, put a road down, build some houses, everybody wins. Every single citizen in your city needs to be working. And for that, you need to carefully balance the number of jobs available to the number of people available. Not only that, but every single citizen actually in the game drives to work and actually represents a vehicle on the road. So then you have to consider the road network. Because also, while you've got citizens driving to work, you've also got people delivering goods to the industries, which means you either have, and then of course you need to collect garbage, you need to get, police networks, you need to get fire departments, you need to have hospitals, you need to have cemeteries, you need to have all these things. And while you've got all these people on the road, you've also got to consider that they're all on the road. So if you just plug everything down in one place, they all end up either having a traffic jam, which means no one gets where they needs to go, which means your city doesn't earn any money because no one's working and no one's getting better. Crime is still high because the police can't get to the crime scene. So it's very detailed. I was awake until 3 a.m. last night. 3 a.m. I was awake building a roundabout to make sure that the traffic was going to flow better. That's what I was doing. No shame, Chloe. No shame. I'm tired, but I'm okay because today's a busy day. I've got, so I'm actually going to be putting together a progression tool, an online progression tool for the college, which will be all to do with performance coaching, but it'll be purely online. Then, of course, there's this. After this, I have a conversation with a student. Then I have an initial conversation with someone to be on my podcast. Then I actually record an episode for another person to come on my podcast. Then I have exercise. Then I cook a chili. Then I watch the Avengers Age of Ultron, because that's what I'm up to in the Marvel series. And then I go to bed. So I'm there. That's how I am, Chloe. Hi, Veronica. So how's everyone else doing today? How are you doing? What's life been like for you? Today, as I promised, where's the little sticky note gone? Gasps. Oh, there it is. Today, indeed, I will be talking about why we have pets, because I wrote it down. I haven't forgotten. It's still here. Still here. Why do we have pets? It is fun, Chloe. It's great fun. I love it. I'm also on my second coffee, running a bit. But you can always tell I'm running behind when I'm still drinking coffee when this comes on. Because I remember I said I try not to drink caffeine after 11 a.m. It's past midday. It's the afternoon now and I'm drinking coffee. So that's how I'm doing. That's how well things are going for me right now. No, honestly, I'm fine. I'm good. Because also, I still have my water. Yeah? Because I do not dihydrate. I don't know if you were here for that, Chloe, but we hydrate, we don't dihydrate. And that is a Twigsy special right there. I'm on 1 hour sleep, so you could be better. You could. you could be better. So Ethan, if you decide you're just going to pass out at any point during this stream, then go for it, man. You rest your head. Dry, you're right. That's not the right song, is it? I was going to sing a song by the Streets. I don't know. Rest your head. I don't know. I don't know a song about sleeping. Go to sleep, have a dream, wake up feeling nice and fresh. I can't think of it. I can't rhyme off the top of my head. I mean, it's no good. Do I have any gemstones? I have an amethyst next. I don't really do gemstones. I don't get it, actually, to be honest with you. I don't understand what they're about. And that's not like a, you know, a shade or anything like that. It's just, I just don't understand them. So no, I don't. I thought they looked pretty, but I would never have one in my person because I just don't feel like it would really do me good. Like I have incense sticks, and when I go to buy incense sticks, I know there's a whole thing about what blends you can have and what smells do what and da-da-da. But I'm just like, yo, I like the way that one smells. I'm going to take that one. That's what I'm going to do. Thanks. I'm just going to take that one. So I don't have any gemstones. But yeah, Twigsy, go for it. Like, explain to me. What should I know about gemstones that I do not yet know? Please explain. Oh, Veronica, no. Is your internet still being rubbish? Boo. Boo. No, this is bad. This is a bad omen, Veronica. This is a bad omen. Because for those of you who don't know, this, Veronica has been on every single DansDen live since I've started. 25 times Veronica has signed in to DansDen, and 25 times DansDen has gone live. So, hey, you know. So hopefully it stabilizes, Veronica. Fingers are crossed for you. Yeah, how's everyone else doing? Chloe, you're fine, good. Veronica, if you hear this, are you okay? Nonetheless, despite the internet situation, are you well? Twigsy, you haven't told me you're well. You've asked me if I've had gemstones. I don't know if you're saying you're good because you have gemstones, or whether you just don't want to answer that, but you'd rather talk about gemstones. I'm not sure. Chloe, how's the last few weeks been for you? Because obviously I've not seen you or heard from you for the last few weeks. So do fill me in. What's been going on? Look at this. Look at it. This light, honestly, gets ridiculous. Look at that. Bad. Boom. And then I'm just going to leave it at the lower setting. I don't think I need to do that at all. You're good. Excellent. Good. How's Vicky? What's Vicky doing? Is she sleeping, flying a kite, walking the dog? What's she up to? Oh, no, she's working. She's working. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, before I get onto the why do we have pets thing, let's go to Carpe that DM. Let's do some of this. Right? Because actually, yes, again today I'm going to be coming off at 1:30 again. Because again, like literally, I've got a conversation. Then literally my day just rolls on after this. It just oh yeah, God. And then after I've got the interview, I'm not exercising. I'm doing another quiz. I'm doing a quiz with the staff. So I'm doing a staff quiz after I've done the phone call. Like it just keeps going and going. So I really back to back. Once I'm done here, I'm here. This is it. This is my home now. This chair is my home. I have a few gemstones because they look nice. Yep. People commonly, Wiccans and witches, believe that gemstones have different properties. Yeah, this is what I understand. Like rose quartz has romantic properties and amethyst can help with anxiety. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I've got from them. So no, cool, fair play, absolutely. I've understood that much. I think I haven't really connected with them in such a way. More for me, it's always a case of how does it make me feel, and then I go from there. Yeah. So, and then that's with me not having an understanding of what the purpose of them are. But then, yeah, cool. And I always say, as long as it actually works, then it's fine. As long as it actually works, then it's fine. Right. So here we go. I'm going to pick a page. Oh, here we go. Oh, so Eleanor Roosevelt. With the new day comes new strengths and new thoughts. That is today's quote. With the new day comes new strengths and new thoughts. This, I know, becomes a thing. This is where I talk for far too long before we end up going into why people have pets. So I'll have to make this statement. If you want to add to this, please, by all means, add to it. Say your piece. You know how much I love it when you guys contribute and you guys share and it's great. I love it. But I will move things forward as and when necessary to ensure that we move things forward. So the most amount of time I'm going to spend on this is 20 minutes, because then I can spend 20 minutes doing the why we have pets, and then the rest of the time can be for the quiz, which I have lined up here. So yeah, the quiz is going to be very different today as well. It's going to be very, very different today. So let's see how it goes. So yeah, with a new day, new thoughts and new strengths. Now, we'll start with the thoughts part, and it's simply a case of, you know, the term when people say, "I'll just sleep it off." Let me just sleep it off, right? Is a case of sometime, and I think there's so many reasons this will be, is that we can have feelings towards something, and we can completely overwrite the fact that we are tired, right? And when we're tired, we are just sensitive. Like, I'm going to be sensitive today, unless I'm able to keep my mood high and positive and energized, right? But I'm going to be more sensitive than I usually would be today because I'm tired, right? But that doesn't mean I will be sensitive. It's just that I'm more susceptible to being sensitive because I'm tired. So I could get into a funk later on today, and I might not know why. I might just be like, why am I feeling so crap? Why am I so demotivated? What's going on? And forget that I'm tired. And I think sometimes sleeping it off can really solve quite a few things. Also, sleeping is a consolidation of our memories and experiences of the day. If we get a good sleep, then what we've done is we've solidified and consolidated all of the information that we gathered the day before. So if we don't sleep well, then the chances are what happened in that day will become very blurry. It'll become very mixed up. And actually our memory in general will become very blurry and mixed up. And that's actually biological. That's literally what takes place in the brain while we sleep. The memory is cemented, and our thoughts and our experiences of the day and our past are cemented. If we don't sleep well, our past becomes skewed because we're not able to. And that's why we can wake up feeling really fuzzy. We can't focus our brain. We can't focus at all because our brain's still trying to process what the hell happened yesterday, but it's also trying to figure out what the hell's going on today. So when it says that it brings new thoughts, what we want to say is that tomorrow's a new day, right? And we've heard that before. Sleep it off, tomorrow's a new day. Whatever's happened today may not be a problem tomorrow unless A, I don't sleep well, which means yesterday carries on into the next day, or it's a bigger problem or bigger concern to us than we thought, which means that's a new thought, right? We can go into a new day thinking, okay, so actually maybe this is more important than I realized. Now I'm still sleeping it off, and it's still bothering me a little bit. Maybe this is a bigger problem than I thought. Maybe I should look at that. That's a new thought. That's a new way to go down it, right? Also, generally, as well as that, if you're sleeping well and you've consolidated and really, cemented all the memories and experiences you've had from the day before, then actually the new day becomes this new you, where your thoughts are built off the foundation of previous experiences. And of course, the more consolidated and cemented your mind is with regards to what your brain has done overnight, the better your thoughts are going to be moving forward, the more stable, the more sure, the more confident, etc., etc. We can't scream this enough. Sleep is just vital. It's so ridiculously important. I know that's ironic coming from me, who went to bed at 3 a.m. last night, but I will say it's incredible how powerful sleep is. And we undermine it and disrespect it so often. And actually, we almost play a bit of I grew out of this because I used to do it as well, but it always used to bug me. I remember when I was at work in my early 20s, there was like this unspoken, silent competition about who could operate on the least amount of sleep. And basically, it was, looking back, it was really just a competition on who was messing up the most. And the one who messed up the most was the winner. Don't know what they won. No idea what they were trying to win. I don't know what I was trying to win. I have no idea. But ultimately, it was a case of I've slept the least. So I really don't know. I don't know what it was, but we would always have this thing of, oh man, I only got 5 hours sleep. Oh, I got 4 hours sleep. Oh, well, I've only slept for 3 hours. And it was just like, so basically what do we want from this, right? And it became a thing of not who got it's never a competition of who got the most sleep. It always seemed to be who got the least sleep. And it's like, what do you want from that? What are you expecting to have happen from that? Because all that actually was being communicated is, whoever got the least sleep was basically the least responsible. So I was like, so why are we competing like this? And I eventually grew out of it. And I was like, I just don't partake in these conversations. I just find it so, I don't find it particularly constructive for us to have competitions about who's basically ruining their life fastest. But yeah, we have a lot of disrespect for sleep. It's an incredibly powerful thing. If we actually are able to get our sleep patterns in check and really be disciplined, this is the thing, disciplining ourselves. It's about discipline, right? So like I said, and this is still the same thing I did, I might have gone to bed at 3 a.m., but I was still up early, right? Because I wanted to know that if I woke up early, I was still going to have a nice long day. I'd have time to wake up properly, get my coffees in, have my breakfast, have my morning routine, and not miss out on anything because I went to bed late. So yes, I'm tired, but I'm still maintaining my daily routine. That sticks, because also the discipline part, if that falls away to the wayside, we don't sleep well, then we lose track of the things that we want to get done the next day or will make us feel good the next day. So everything, our entire life can fall apart, all because not because we went to bed late or because we woke up late, but because we didn't have the discipline to either get to bed early or just get up early and suffer being tired. But just suffer it and know that the reason we're tired is simply because we haven't got into a habit of healthy sleep yet. And that's the important word, yet. But we need to get there. In order to get there, we've got to be disciplined, right? So here we go. I feel like those competitions are basically pity parties. It's like, oh, I get less sleep than you, so I'm worse off than you, so you should feel bad for me or something. Yeah, and you know what? There was that element of that. And I can speak to that myself. So I can speak to that place that I was in where I was like, yeah, oh, I got the worst sleep, so da-da-da. And even, and actually I'll say, you might be on something there, because I'll say this much. I tried not to make a deal about my commute to work. So my commute was long, right? It was basically an hour and 50 to 2 hours of driving one way to work. Okay. Now, I was aware of this, and what I didn't want to have happen, but at the same time kind of did happen sometimes, was that I would talk about it and repeat it more often, as if to say, oh, but look at how much I travel to work, right? Look at me and how much I travel to work. I spend 20 hours of my week traveling, right? But it was like, so what do you want from people? What are you expecting people to do? And I'm asking myself, like, what am I expecting people to do with that information? What can they do? What can anyone do with that? Do I pass? Oh, well, poor you. Oh, more. Oh. So that doesn't stop it. That doesn't make it. How does that make it better, right? How does that change the fact that I'm still doing it? But I was doing that sometimes, and I recognized it. I always go, Dan, no, like, so what? Yeah, you travel a lot to work, but you made that choice. Actually, that was a decision I made, and this is it. That was a decision I had made. I chose to move further away from work so that I could have a better life with my partner. But I knew the risk. I knew the risk I was taking. So the fact that I'm now trying to act like, oh, at any point in any way, like you say, a pity party, going, oh, look how much I travel. It's like, yeah, but you did that. I did that to myself. So how on earth am I expecting pity from people? I did that. So, it's that element of pitying. And I think going back to it, yeah, back in the day, people just want people to feel sorry for them. But it's like, but what does pity change really in the big scheme of things? And B, why should someone feel sorry for you if you are not demonstrating the discipline to get better sleep? Right? And I know it sounds pretty harsh, but ultimately it's like, no, it's not. It doesn't. And I will go into this. It doesn't help. It doesn't help if someone makes you feel better about having bad habits. It may not help all the time if someone makes you feel better about having bad habits, because a person can, of course, know that it's bad to have bad habits. Like I can empathize with bad habits and go, that doesn't sound like, okay, I'll even go with this. Like I can empathize with not having good sleep, right? It sucks. And it's hard because it's breaking a habit. It's breaking a pattern. It's tough, right? It really is tough. But at the same time, I'm not going to enable it by saying, oh, it's fine. Like you can keep doing that. Poor you. I will say, yes, it's hard to have a bad sleep pattern. Yes, it's hard to be tired all the time. Yes, it's a challenge. But at the same time, do you know what's really, 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 really hard? Is spending the rest of your days not developing a good habit. It'll become even harder to fall back into a bad sleeping habit when you develop a good one. And I mean that it'll be so much harder to fall into bad sleeping pattern when you develop a good one, because the good sleeping habit of itself is a defense against bad sleeping. So, you know, that's literally it. And look, see, look at this straight away. This is exactly what we're talking about. Hello, Ali. Welcome in. We're just talking about this. I haven't slept for 19 hours. Hi, I'm a little buzzed right now. Hello. Right? So this is it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Ethan, not getting enough sleep is the worst thing ever. It's so hard to do or understand anything because of how tired you are. Yeah, precisely. And all of this, as I can say, yes, you know what? It sucks to be tired. It really does. And I can't stand it. I really can't. I found it easier when I was, and I want you to hear this. I found being tired easier when I didn't have a good sleeping habit, right? Not to say it was easy. I found it easier. Now, since I've developed a better sleeping pattern, being tired and having a bad sleeping pattern is so much harder, which is good because you don't want it to be easy, do you? You don't want it to be easy to have a bad sleeping pattern. And please believe me on this, the moment you get into a good sleeping pattern and you have like a week or 2 weeks of getting to good sleep, sleeping well, resting, going back to that poor sleeping habit, you'll feel so much worse, and it will hopefully motivate you to go, I need that sleeping pattern back. I want to get back to that, because that 7 to 8 hours a night job, waking up early, going to bed early, all that stuff, that was the shiznit. I want to go back to that. So, and you'll remember that. It's, you know, it's there. My mum has gone nuts and is doing a very frustrating puzzle. My cat is fed up that we're in the house so much. Your cat's fed up that you're in the house so much. Wow, my cat loves it. My cat is like living the dream. Loves having me home all the time. I can't stand it. I really can't. Yeah. So then new strengths. I think that's what the new strengths part speaks to, right? So it says new day, new strengths. The new strengths part is that effectively when you are able to come to a new day, bear in mind, you always want to build off what you did yesterday. And I don't think like that's necessarily always directly. Sometimes it can be, but sometimes it don't have to be. But if you look back at what the things that you've done, and this, again, this ties back to the sleeping pattern thing. If you look back at what you've done and build it and go, wait a minute, I've done that before. How can I replicate that and do that again in order to build more and more of the great things that I've done? Great, good, okay, whatever, positive things, whatever they are, right? No matter where we're at, what did I do to do that one tiny good thing, and how can I replicate it again and again and again and again and again and again? It's the simple process of doing well in life, right? That's a simple process. But again, this is the funny thing, is that when we don't sleep well, that also messes with our mind. And this is another reason it actually is quite hard, Ethan. I'll speak to this, and Ali as well, is that because our brains are not able to consolidate fully the information we have on what we've done in our life and our past and our memories, which we make up, by the way, so we've got to be careful about that, is that we may not have a good track memory of the things that we have achieved. And we may not have the faculty in our mind to be able to fully process and understand the good things we've achieved because our mind is fuzzy. So that means that not only are we sleeping poorly, what we do is we negatively tell ourselves that we have done no good because we can't technically really think of it because we're so tired and our brain's fuzzy, that we're unable to actually go, wait a minute, I did this, I did that, I did those things, I achieved that. Let me see how I can do that again. And poor sleep puts up a bit of a barrier to that thought process, a bit of a barrier. We want to put that into practice and really think hard about the things we've done well so that we can then go, right, hang on a minute, let me replicate that and do it again, right? And it's really doing that. Veronica, I'm going to try and get creative tomorrow and do tie-dye. Okay, that's amazing. What are you going to tie? Are you going to do a t-shirt? You're going to do some jeggings? Are you going to do some trainers? I don't think you can tie-dye trainers. Don't tie-dye. Actually, that'd be pretty cool. If you did it right, I reckon tie-dye trainers would be sick. But I don't know if you can. I have no idea. Just an old t-shirt. Fair enough. Fair enough. That sounds hunky-dory. That sounds great. Where am I from? I don't know. Oh, my Lord. I come online and suddenly everyone is here. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. Fine. Yeah, sounds good. There you go. Cool. That sounds like fun. So yes, that is that. So I believe if I say it one more time, and that should be it. With the new day comes new strengths and new thoughts. Every day is new. Also, it's a famous quote, and I don't know. Hang on. I don't know if this actually came from Pocahontas, the film, but it's also, hang on. Here we go. Ah, there we go. It wasn't Pocahontas. I'm glad that. I mean, I'm kind of not glad because that'd be amazing if one of the most profound quotes ever came from a Disney film, but it wasn't from Disney at all. It was actually from a guy called Heraclitus. And some of you may have heard this before, some of you may not, but I'm going to tell you. It says, "No man." I'm gonna just paraphrase. "No person ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and they are not the same person." Now, I missed one of your messages a bit further up. Where are you? Oh, what? I wear the amethyst necklace because it's pretty, and my girlfriend is a witch of sorts, and she tells me wearing amethyst helps with anxiety, and, you know, sure, why not? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Is that the one you're talking about? Because I got that one. I don't know if you sent another one there. So you want whatever that guy's smoking. So actually, these are great philosophers of the past. So actually, I'm going to look up Heraclitus very quickly and see. Greek philosopher. There we go. Son of Bloson was a pre-Socratic Ionian Greek philosopher and a native of the city of Ephesus in modern-day Turkey, and then part of the Persian Empire. Due to the oracular and paradoxical nature of his philosophy and his fondness of the wordplay, he was called the obscure even in antiquity. So yeah, quite obscure. But let's quickly break that down, because that speaks directly to this whole thing. With a new day comes a new strength and new thoughts. So you're never stepping in the same river twice. And the reason is because the river is constantly moving. It's constantly moving and changing, right? Even if the change is quite minute, it is moving earth along the riverbed. It's moving earth along the banks of the river. It's flowing differently. It looks differently because no wave would really be identical to any other wave because of the way that water is. It's constantly in motion. And so the chances that you ever stay in exactly the same river at any point is close to nil, because it's constantly flowing. And it's not a balance of flow. It's not a flow forward and back. It's literally a one-way. It's only going in one direction. So it will never be the same again. And that's exactly the same as human beings. That's exactly the same as us. We are constantly, even on minute levels, to the point that we don't spot or notice, we are constantly in a form of change and development. Even if we think we have stagnated, and that I'm not saying this as someone who felt like they have stagnated a few times in their life, even if we think like we are stagnating, we are not. We are constantly growing and developing and changing. We are never the same person exactly that we were a minute ago. Exactly, 100%. There's obviously a tiniest percentage that we are different, but that does not mean we are exactly the same. And when we come to realize that, we come to recognize that we are allowed to change, for one, that we will change, for one, that nothing is forever, right? And therefore, we're able to make the changes in the development that we have in our brain. And we're able to go, right, do you know what? For example, Veronica, right? Absolute spot on point right there, right? Veronica said she's going to do a tie-dye, right? I don't know if she's done it before. I don't know if she's ever going to do it again. But, you know, that's it. She's just decided, I'm going to do tie-dye. Now, that wasn't a decision that she had made before. That wasn't a decision she had made ever before, because she has become now the person who's just decided to do tie-dye. That's it. That's it. And it's a constant flow. Hello, Grace. I love it. Oh, hi, Jack. Wow, when did you get in here? You just snuck in here and said hello at the last minute, you cheeky, sneaky, cheeky. Right, I missed a few comments, so hang on. Do I watch Still Game? Do not watch Still Game. Don't know what that is. No. And I want whatever that guy was smoking. Yep. Diagnosis is your favorite. He's your idol. Cool. And Grace feels famous. Grace is here. Everybody roll out the red carpet. Grace is here. Everybody, it's Grace. Grace. Get your own theme song. Amazing. So that will be that. Right. Next one. I'm going to finish there and go on to why do we have pets? Because we had a long chat about pets yesterday. And I'm going to read out this article here and then go into what you guys have said. So I'm not going to be able to. Will I be able to see? I'm going to hold. You're going to be in a window there, and then I'll put this here, and then I can see your comments coming in as I read. Okay. Don't take life too seriously. No one gets out alive. Yep, absolutely. There's a wonderful lesson in life. Let's not take ourselves too seriously. Let's know that we are not this way forever, and things will change. So if we grasp onto things for too long or too intently, we might be missing out on the glory that is the grandeur of life itself. Okay, so here we go. This article is the Why Do People Keep Pets? Wonder of the Day, number 1410. Okay, do you have a dog at home? If so, you know that special feeling you get when you arrive home after a long day of school to be greeted with a wagging tail and a few excited licks to the face. When you experience the unconditional love of a dog, you know why the dog is called man's best friend. Sexist. It's everyone's best friend. How dare you? Maybe you have a cat at home instead. When you're down in the dumps, your furry, purry friend is sure to be there to snuggle up beside you to let you know everything is going to be just fine. Cats make great cuddle buddies any time of day. Not 100% true. Not 100% true. Perhaps you have some other type of pet, whether it's a fish, a turtle, a bird, a snake, a rabbit, a guinea pig, a horse, a sheep, or a chicken. A pet simply makes life better. But have you ever stopped to wonder why we keep pets in the first place? Of course, if you have a pet, you can probably think of several good reasons right off the top of your head. But how did this whole keeping pets business get started in the first place? No one knows for sure when the first animals were domesticated. Domestication means taming an animal to live alongside a human being as a pet. Historians note that humans have always developed close associations with animals, so the first pets were probably domesticated thousands of years ago. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the first domesticated pets were probably animals tamed to be living tools. I love that. It makes it sound like an insult, right? Tamed to be living tools. You tool? You tool! Oh, that's cute. Cats are a male genitalia. Yeah, no, I'm kind of a little bit in that area because we struggle to do our own people. Seriously, people care more about animals than people. I do agree with that. I think we care far more about animals than we do about other people. And there was something actually I wanted to explore in that as well, because I know that there's an interesting thing. I reckon we tolerate things from animals because we give them a pass because we don't expect them to have the same consciousness as humans. And yet, because we expect that consciousness of humans, which ironically, a vast number of humans do not also have, we give humans this criticism, which is equally unfair, because it's like, well, what are your expectations? That human beings know how to do everything and cats don't. So you let cats and dogs treat you like crap, which they do. And basically you feel you own the pet, but actually the pet owns you because you're the one who has to get up at a certain time. You're the one who has to spend the money to feed it. You're the one who has to change your whole routine to look after it. I don't know why people think they own their pets, but yeah, the expectation is that people apparently should know better when actually none of us know better. None of us know better. So really, we're not really much different from animals, but we have this expectation of them. We'll judge people for treating us badly, but we won't judge animals because they don't know any better. And I feel like that's why we have this relationship with animals over humans. And it always bugs me because when people say, oh, but a cat won't judge me or break my heart and da-da-da-da. I'm like, cats judge you all the damn time. What are you talking about? What do you think they meow at you like mad? Like, what? Get out of here. They do judge you. But it's just the fact that they also know how to manage the judgment. Yes, they will say, oh, maybe don't shout at me, or maybe don't be lazy today, or maybe you should take me for a walk, huh? Maybe you should feed me right now. Maybe you should clean up my poop. Maybe you should clean up that mess I made on the carpet, huh? Maybe. But instead they're like, but while you should do that, I'm also loving you for doing it, and I love you still. And that's also what people can do. Like a parent can love you and go, hey, maybe don't smoke, or hey, maybe don't drink abusively, but I'm still love you. You know, I still love it. I just want the best for you. And I'm still gonna want to take you out to the playground and stuff and teach you and grow you and everything. But please don't do that thing. That'd be cool. But again, we don't have that capacity apparently to differentiate between people being assholes and animals apparently not being assholes. Animals are dicks. They really are. So, and it's not to say they're complete dicks. It's just that they also can be dicks. The number of times I got frustrated with that cat. Oh Lord. And all I'm thinking is, this actually, it's worse because a human being can grow. Like a baby can make a mess. A baby can paint on the walls, crap itself, you know, bring mud through the house, rub it in the carpet, stain the wall, do all sorts of things. But eventually they grow out of it and they stop it. This is a grown cat that is house trained and still somehow manages to make a damn mess everywhere. And it'll be the same for dogs. Be the same damn thing for dogs. So I'm like, what? I don't understand why we give a pass. I don't get it. Someone has to explain to me. Maybe I don't get it yet, but I don't. I just say, oh, I don't get it. So sorry, I'm going to catch up with the comments. I'll go back to this. All right, my stepdad dog cries and a symbiotic relation, like a species of frog that helps spiders and birds that help crocodiles. I love animals way more than people. Like I would save an animal over 10 people. Pets really care about you though. The dog saw that a wasp was trying to come at me earlier, so he chased it away and then came running over to see if I was okay. So again, both of these things, I still don't. I'm just like, human beings don't do that. And does every dog do that? Like I feel like there honestly is this bias, this anti-human bias. And I'm like, the irony to me is I always think, but if this is how we are with humans, it's no wonder that humans are what we think they are. Because of course, the number of people that don't trust humans to me is like, well, is that not part of the problem? Is that literally not part of the problem? Like, if we don't trust people, then we don't trust people. And people become untrustworthy. So then they perpetuate the very thing that we're saying. Much like, and in fact, animals are the same. Animals can pick up as to whether or not we're scared of them. And that can sometimes bring negative consequences as well. So I'm like, I know animals are compassionate and they're wonderful and lovely. And yes, they can manifest really healthy relationships. But the thing is with animals, and this again is where you could actually say, if you love animals, perhaps again, you might be part of the reason that you don't like people is because you are in full control of how that animal's raised. And you can literally mold it to the way you want it to be. So it becomes almost like a self-serving element of, look at what I did with this thing. Whereas we can't do that with people because lo and behold, they have agency. They have their own personal agenda. They have their individuality and their freedom to be themselves. Whereas animals do / sometimes don't, because we'll train them. We'll train them out of their behaviors and into these ways of how we want them to be. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not crapping over people who love animals or animals. I'm just saying, let's balance out the scales here, guys. Come on. It's bugged me because there's a lot of issues globally and societally that sit in our bias of animals over people. There's a lot of issues in it, and they transcend class. They go over race, gender, all sorts of things. They actually become problems of equality when we put people over animals over people. I'll tell you now, there was a thread I saw on Twitter and it was a prime example. So this guy posted a picture of a policeman holding a dog, right? And the dog was actually about to bite a man, and the man was a protester. This was in America during some riots, and there were race riots. So the man being bitten was black, right? And this guy posted a picture and said, right, you have a choice. Who do you shoot, right? Bear in mind it's America, so of course it's shoot. No. Who are you going to take down or put down? Who do you put down? That's what he said, not shoot. Who do you put down in this situation? And everyone said the police officer. Everyone shot the police officer, right? And the guy was like, this dog is literally about to maim a protester. The dog, a German Shepherd, trained to rip people apart and put them down, is literally about to hurt someone. So what they were saying is, I would rather 2 people die than the dog, which is the one which is actually causing the most harm in this situation. The dog is doing the most damage in this situation, yet the dog is the one without question that survives the situation. And it was and what was funny as well was the fact that most of the people defending the dog, and in fact, no, every person, it was, and actually this was what made it, this thing went on for 3 days. 3 days this went on for. The conversation went on, and every person that would save the dog was a white person. And no one seemed to be aware of the fact that the person being attacked or didn't pay attention to, because they don't see color, was black. And they didn't know why that became a problem, why that was a thing. But it was fascinating because it simply demonstrated that literally out of all the people, out of the situation, out of the harm being done, the damage being done and everything, the dog is the one that would survive. They were perfectly basically saying happy to let the black guy get harmed because they were a protester, and we don't have all the details, even though there were race riots. So naturally what was going on with black people were being mistreated in America, and they were protesting it, but apparently that's still their fault. And of course the police officer, well, you know, they can die too because they're indispensable or whatever. The dog survived. And it was just like, well, if you put the dog down, if you put this one dog down, 2 people survive and have an opportunity to go through whatever they can go through. The 2 people die, the dog learns nothing. The dog still is trained to harm people. Actually, the cause of harm is still active and alive and ready to go. And of course, because of police bias back in the day, we pretty much got a racist ass dog on the loose. So we've actually not only got a dog that does harm, we've got a dog that does racial bias harm. And it's still alive. But because we trust animals over humans, let's keep the dog alive. And that was literally the whole 3 days of conversation on Twitter that took place. And it was such an eye-opener because it really shone a light on our bias against people. Now, bear in mind, the reason that this is so important is actually because people, whether we like it or not, we can be bitter about people. We can say people are trash and da-da-da. And the part that frustrates me there as well is like, we are people. We are people. Excuse me. We are people. And I really, again, it's that whole thing of, I think I've said this before. It's the whole thing of, I don't like this thing, but I'm not going to do anything about it. All right, fine. If you're not going to do anything about it, don't. But don't complain about it. Don't complain about it. That literally, don't complain. It's a waste of your time, waste of our time, waste of energy, waste of air. If you do not like a thing, but you do not do anything to change it, don't complain. Right? That's it. So, so when I hear people say, "Oh, people are trash," and da 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 da, and they don't like people, I'm just like, So really what we're saying, even though people are trash, we're also saying that people have the power. We have the ability to make this. We are the ones who get to make this better. It's a strange dichotomy and duality of the power that human beings have, the power that human beings don't want to have, and the power that human beings shouldn't have. That's not a dichotomy. That's actually a weird dynamic. I don't know what to call it. But it's almost like a, not Venn diagram. I don't know. There's the power we have, the power we don't want to have, and the power that we shouldn't have, right? And the power that we have is to actually make this better. We have the power to not be trash. That's the biggest thing. That's like the top tier. We have the power to not be trash. But do we do it? No, we don't want that power. The power we want is the power to basically call ourselves trash and not do anything about it. And then somehow feel justified in going, well, people are trash. So I'm like, oh God. In fact, that really, that annoys me so much. We have the power to do better. We don't do better. We complain because things aren't better. Oh my God. So, and then, of course, it spans into this element of, yeah, animals are great. We love animals. People are trash. And I'm just like, because we're not trying. It's as simple as we're not trying. We're not trying at all to be better. We're just accepting. We basically come into the world and we accept the fact that we're trash and then complain. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Oh, honestly. So bad. So like, yeah, it's just, honestly, it's just it really is. It's maddening. So anyway, sorry, I'm going to catch up with the comments. Because otherwise I'm just going to upset myself. So gone through those. Ali says, dogs are made how they are. We make them vicious, racist little bastards, and who are as lethal as a gun. When a dog kills someone, that's not just on the dog, but the owner. No, precisely. The thing is, and this is what people were saying on Twitter, right? And we can look at it outside of the dogs, right? But the thing is, in this scenario, he was asking, who would you put down, right? In a situation where a dog is about to bite someone. Obviously, it's a photo, so we think of it in kind of this broader picture. And ideally, yes, what we do. But the thing is, if we kill the policeman, we can't retrain that policeman on their bias and get them to understand how to train dogs better, right? But we've got a dog, we've got a racist ass dog who also needs to be retrained, but that becomes very difficult because its whole life has been built off. It's harder to retrain an adult dog than it is to retrain a young one. So what do we do with the racist dog? We still got it out there. It's still going to have that bias, and it's going to have to be worked really hard to retrain, right? It's better to retrain the people that train the dogs, but we need to keep them alive in order to do that. If we're shooting off all the people, right, who's there to train the animals properly and accordingly? So it's just like, and this dog is about to bite someone. It's an immediate thing. But again, in the immediacy of seeing a black man about to be harmed, we still want to save the dog and let everyone else go. And it's just like, okay, all right, okay, that's where you stand. Fine. This is not going to be the quiz, no. Adam, but the dog is the one that is put down. Yeah, the dog. So Ali, we bias dogs like we bias against people. Pit bulls are treated like monsters when chihuahuas would murder you if they can. Little beasts. I know someone has a pit bull and dog was like a little baby. It would never hurt anyone. Yeah. So and again, this speaks to what I'm saying. But we don't. You say we do bias dogs, but at the same time we don't, because more often, that's Jack. I'm gonna say that's a really weird statement to make, because how do we know that? How do we know? Because technically, a lot of those animals that were around are no longer here, and I don't think that's because humans came around. It might just be because the what's it called? Oh God, natural selection. Excuse me, natural selection. There was actually a really good point that was made about how natural selection is killing off certain animals, but that's because actually they're supposed to not survive. They never were meant to survive. But what human beings do is we get involved because we want to feel like we are the caretakers of this earth. And this is, again, the power we want isn't necessarily the power we shouldn't have. And I think playing God is one of them. There's certain areas where we're trying to keep things alive that actually should not be alive. And it's that arrogance, again, that we have that's like, no, let's refocus that. It's not about trying to take control over Mother Nature. Mother Nature has got it all sussed. It knows what it's doing right now. It really knows what it's doing. So I think we can leave that alone. But we also need to make sure, that, we're not harming animals again. The way, if we're trying to save a species that we directly have an impact on, sure. But if we're trying to save animals that are naturally going extinct, let them go. They're supposed to be dead. Let them die. They're not going to survive here. Oh God. Okay. But the dog, the one that is put down. Yeah. And I think the dog, that's the thing. And it's because in that immediate scenario, the dog gets put down because it's the one that is about to cause the most immediate harm. That's it. The dog is the one that's about to cause immediate harm. So we forego the immediate harm. And never mind, in fact, let's take race out of it. We forego the immediate harm of another person to preserve the immediate harm of the dog. Right? And of course, we blow it out into this thing of, well, hang on a minute. Like, for what reason? Because then actually we're not going to shoot the guy who's already been attacked. So that at least there's that. But instead we put the police officer down. But the police officer then, this is the bad part. The police officer lets go of the dog. The dog attacks the person. The dog's now loose. The dog is now attacking a whole bunch of people. So now we've got a dog set loose whose only task and only purpose is to basically bring people down and hurt them. That's it. Whereas we put the dog down, the police has limited option on what they can do. They're not going to be as fast and efficient and strong as a dog. So actually we're putting the dog down because it's going to cause the most harm, right? Even if we take race out of it. And again, even here, it's like, wow, we're still doing this. So yeah. Hang on. It's sad that people train animals to do harm when all they want to be is walked and have lots of attention. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. They just want to do their thing. Yeah. I'm watching this show which says after 10,000 years there'll be no evidence of us. So is that pandas are example of stupid bastards are fertile for 1 day a year and eat something with no value. They're cute, sure, but the damn things die. See, I'm wondering about that as well. I think that's one of them, and I'm up on the fence on this. I know that we invaded pandas' natural environment. I know that we moved into their area and kind of took over their spot. So there is an element of that's on us. But I also thought to myself, were they multiplying before? How are they doing before? You know, and that's that thing. We're making the most long-term harm though. And see, but again, so Jack, this is exactly what I'm speaking to, right? And this is actually it. I think it's the so no, what I think is the case is, and what I'm speaking to is that we almost give up on ourselves, and I'll make this clear. We give up on ourselves, which is exactly how we end up with the situation that we feel is so hopelessly, you know, imminent, because we give up. That's it. When we say, and this happens in the minutiae, this happens in the small details of our life as it happens on the big scale of things, right? I would not be surprised if there was a connection between the way that everyone thought that people were trash and the way that we ended up handling this whole coronavirus situation, right? Because as soon as there was an opportunity to do so, right, people went out and, you know, a lot of people actually did a lot of good stuff. And this is the other thing, we don't pay attention to this. People actually have done a lot of good stuff during the coronavirus. They have pulled together resources. They found food for other people. They went shopping for other people. They've actually been really supportive. I even got a letter through my door offering for, you know, support if I was alone in quarantine. But we didn't pay attention to that. What we paid attention to were the people who were trash, and we gave that voice, which only magnified that expectation of people being trash, as it were. And because we don't pay attention to where people are actually doing some wonderful, magnificent things, we have this sensation of hopelessness, which actually only further pushes us towards any kind of end of earth stuff. And it just makes us feel really hopeless and down. But I think this, and this is where I'm at, I'm like, we can reverse this. We've been told this will happen in 50 years, 20 years, 10 years, 10,000 years. We have time. We have time. Yeah, I mean, I can see your chat and have your conversation. It's fine. But we have time. But it's interesting because, of course, now, yeah, I'm saying, like, there is hope, but we have to find it. We have to do it. But we would rather, of course, ignore that. And even here, so again, Adam, like, and this is another thing I say, the media has too much power. There are news outlets that we could find that could give us the information that actually serves us. And I've said this so many times. We could consume the media that actually serves us, right? And again, we blame the media, but the media is also a reflection of us. And this is the same with social media, right? Now, so I talked about this a couple of days ago. Social media will give us what it thinks we want. It'll look at what we're talking about, look at what we're looking at, look at what we're viewing, and it will give us more of that. If we change that, social media will respond, as will the media. If we change what we want to see, if we were to individually in ourselves just start paying more attention to the things that we actually want to have happen, as opposed to giving so much attention to the things we don't want to have happen, then things would change. But we don't. And that's where I get frustrated, because I'm like, we don't try. And we don't bother to try because we feel it's so hopeless. Like, exactly like Jax just said, it's so small and it's too hard. It's too hard, literally, to make a change that actually could reverse all the things that we don't like. So we don't. And I think that's where the problem lies. We just don't do it. And then, of course, we get upset when things don't work out, and we're like, oh, of course it worked out this way. And I'm like, yeah, of course it did, because nobody's trying. Nobody's putting the effort in. That's why it didn't work out. It's not because, and I will say, it's not because of the media. It's not because of everyone else. It's not because people are trash. It's because we in ourselves are not trying. That's it. We're not trying, and we won't try, because we would rather wait for everyone else to change when actually we're not changing ourselves. So if we're not going to change and expect everything to go to hell, how on earth can we expect everyone else to change so we don't have to? And that's the cycle. That's it. Constantly. Round and round and round we go. And eventually, everyone has to do this, yes. And this is, again, the thing. Everyone has to do this, but again, we're waiting for other people to do it. We don't do it because other people should be doing it too. But then again, where does that leave us? Nowhere. I'm trying to do it, and I'm one person in a very large ocean. But I'd rather know that I was trying to do what's right and trying to do what's best and go to my grave knowing at least I tried than not trying at all and, wishing everything to hell. And the thing is, I will do what I can to inspire other people to do the same. So I know that I will probably go to my death not having seen this great change that I want to see in the world. But I'd rather go to my death knowing that I tried and that I inspired as many people as possible to do the same. There's a large earth and there's a lot of networks out here, so it's not like we can expect everyone to do it. But the funny thing is, if we don't do it, we have no idea the impact we could have later down the line. We have no idea. If we don't set the example now, then who knows who we could touch later on. And this is actually tracked further as we go through, human civilization. Things have gotten worse / better in that we are far more socially aware than we were before, right? We're far more socially aware. We still have our issues, but we're actually doing better in our social consciousness. We're far more in tune with our needs than we were before, which again is great. Obviously there's things like wealth disparity, which has gotten worse. So that's something else that needs to be addressed. That can be something that we look further down the line. But human civilization has actually progressed as we've moved forward. Yes, we still have problems. Progression doesn't mean we're perfect, but better is better. And that's, something that has come from us actually trying to do better. And that includes things like the internet, things like even, coffee, being able to write on whiteboards, the electricity, lights, all sorts of different things. Right? But if we genuinely didn't have a hope as an entire civilization, we wouldn't have survived. We would not have survived if we didn't have people trying to do better. But imagine what we could do if more of us tried to do better. Just more, not all, more. Because you say everyone would have to do that. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Because actually, it's a majority of people that feed the notion, right? Because the idea is we think that everyone on the planet thinks the same. Of course, we know that's not true. But actually, we just need more people to think a certain way. Not everyone's a vegan, but the vegan industry in America is worth tens of billions of dollars and has impacted an entire global food network. But it's not everyone. So we don't need everyone to do it. We need more people to do it. And that's where it comes in. So if so that's why I think it's such a poignant thing for me, because I do care a lot about this. Because it's also a benefit for ourselves. It's not just about the whole world. It's not about a grand picture of the world getting better. To me, it's actually a case of I genuinely think it's beneficial for our individual lives as well. When we are happier, we set an example of what happiness can look like to others just by being. And it's a win-win. But we have to try. We have to put the work in. And again, some people don't want to do that. So it's kind of like, in a way, I think I get frustrated because I've heard so many people complain about how people are. And yet I've seen at the same time so many people not even try. So I'm like, I'm sick of hearing it, basically. I'm really sick and tired of hearing it. I'm like, no one's trying. So I'll try, but I don't want to hear people, I don't want to hear people complain about the world when they're not doing anything to change it. I'm I'm going to interrupt the chat very quickly here. So I'm going to just drop this in here, and I'm going to say that there is a reason that I stopped watching PewDiePie, and that is exactly why. I'm going to leave it there. That is exactly why I stopped watching PewDiePie. That reason. I couldn't do it anymore. So the news is not always incorrect. Just because the media is rubbish doesn't mean it's always wrong. So I guess we can't finish the article because it's now 1 o'clock and we need to get on with this quiz. And I have a music round to do. So the game is that I've got songs that I play. Now you've got to guess the artist and oh, Jack. Oh, God. I'm working so hard not to get into that conversation. Oh, I'm working so hard. No, Jack, I'm sorry. It's not obvious that he's not. I can't get into that. Please don't pull me out of that conversation. Please, for the love of God, I can't. I can't do it. I cannot do it. How did... Oh, no. I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting into that conversation. I can't. Please, I must do this quiz. I've got to get this quiz done and then we can finish because otherwise I'll be here for a lot longer. Find the quiz. Find the quiz. Where is it? Okay, we got to start. Let's go. Oh, no. Stop talking, Jack, please. Oh, stop talking. Please, for the love of God, stop talking. Stop. Oh, please. Stop. Oh, God. I must keep going. Please stop. Oh, it hurts. I must go. So, right, the quiz. Oh, the quiz. I'm going to play songs to you. I'm going to play songs, and I'm going to ask you to name the artist and the song title. Right? We'll play the artist and the song title. Now, there's bonus points for this. There's 10 songs I've got here. The bonus points come in when you can guess the theme of all of the songs. There's a theme that runs through every single song. All right? So I want you to guess the theme. The first person to guess the theme in the chat wins. You only get 2 guesses. All right? So don't start spamming the chat with all your guesses. 2 guesses, and there's 5 points up for grab for the person who gets the theme. Okay? So I'm going to play them one by one, and you can guess. All right? So here we go. Song number 1. Oh. Actually, I'm only going to play 30 seconds of each song. Okay, so song and band name. Song and band name. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So round 2. Good stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to say who's correct or who was right because I think Adam is still in the room. And Adam, I'm going to be playing these songs again later in today's quiz. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to silently mark you. All right. I'm going to mark you silently. So it's 1 point for the song, 1 point for the artist. Excellent. I mean, if you don't know the answer, then obviously, you don't get any points. I'm not taking any off you this time. Don't worry. Oh yeah, I can start drinking more water. Adam, you can stay. It's just that I'll be doing these songs again, but I'm not giving the answers out. That's all. It was dark and I was over. So yeah, if you want, you can stay, but it's up to you. I don't mind. My hands, they were strong, but my knees were far too weak. All right. Wait for everyone to come in. Twigsy, Ali. Thank you, Ali. Good. Twigsy, what is your answer? What do you have to say for yourself? What have you got to say for yourself? Oh, let's put. There we go. Good. Yeah. Okay, cool. Dan Cooler in the building. Dan Cooler? Who's this? Who is that? Who's that person? Okay, cool. All right, excellent. Round 3. Remember, you got 2 guesses on the theme of the songs. Yeah, I know, but I wondered what you meant. How am I Dracula?
Don't need to think it over. If I'm wrong, I am right. Don't need to look no further. This ain't last. I know this is love. But if I tell the world.
Okay, what is that song? Also, what I'm going to do, just so you know as well, I'm only taking first answers only. Okay, so Grace, I'll allow that, but from now on, you've got to put your whole answer in one message. You can't put an answer in and then add another one afterwards. Jack, I'll allow that one as well. All right, so you know. So, oh, I see now. I get it. So, hang on. Right. 1 second. So, Jack, you've guessed it's about heartbreak. Twigsy, you've guessed it's about breakup. And Grace, you've guessed heartbreak. So, Twigsy, Grace, and Jack, you've all made a guess so far. All of them are wrong, I'm going to say. So, hang on. I've got to put a mark in. So, Twigsy, Grace, and Jack have already made a guess. Twigsy, Grace, Jack. Okay, you've already taken one guess. All right. Chasing pavement sounds neat. Oh, bloody. You get excited, you can't finish your sentence. All right, Grace, take a deep breath. It's okay. Okay. No. Okay, so Twigsy, I'm going to reiterate. I'm not asking for the theme of the song. I'm asking for the theme of the whole bunch of all the songs have one theme, the collection of them, every single one. So I'm only asking about every single theme, right? So far, well, literally, that's exactly it. Like, I think it's about breakups. I think it's about broken heart. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Right, number 4. Okay. Yeah, Jack, you. Oh, hang on. I didn't put the points in for this one. So Veronica, well done. Good. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have said that. Damn it. Okay, whatever. Grace, okay. Jack, well done. Ali, cool. Okay. Cool. Oh, I like the way this is working. Oh, and Twigsy, there we go. All right, good. Okay, round 4, here we go. Might be a tough one for you guys, actually.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face.
All right. Is one Johnny Cash? If not, you're out. No, there's no Johnny Cash here. Castrated David Bowie. No, afraid not. Okay. Veronica, what do you think? What do you think the answer is? What are you reckoning? What do you reckon? What do you reckon the answer is, Veronica? Unbelievable. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry, mate. I just I didn't think to put Johnny. Maybe I'll play another one and there'll be some Johnny Cash in there. You know, I'll do that. I'll do that. No idea. No idea. Okay, right, cool. Okay, so good. Okay, next one. Round 5.
Never saw it as the start. It's more a change of heart. Rapping on the windows, whistling down the chimney pot. Blowing up the dust in the room where I forgot. I laid my plans in solid rock. Slipping through the door like a troubadour, wanting just an hour away. Looking at the trees on the roadside, feeling it's a holiday.
Okay, here we go. No, I can't do that. I can't do that at all. Okay. So what are we guessing? We waiting for Veronica? Not sure. Uncertain at this point. Ali, no idea. Grace, no idea. Tweaksy, no idea. Jack, not sure. Veronica, what do you think? We've only got 5 songs left. It's all right. Not sure? Okay, no problem. All right, then. I mean, don't worry. There is a winner. There is a clear winner right now. So hang on. Round 6. Okay. Let's fight ISIS one-handed. Oh, dear God. Yeah, that's an amazing song. Amazing. Right, answers. Come on. What do we think? We're just waiting for Veronica now. Well, no, we're not waiting for Veronica. Okay, thank you, Veronica. Good stuff. Thank you for answering. And Twigsy, no. Okay, all right then. Next one. Oh wait, Jack, you didn't. Oh, you don't know. Okay, fine. All right, here we go. Next one.
When are you gonna come down? When are you going to land?
Yes, the ruined.
Should have listened to my mind. You know you can't hold me forever. I didn't sign up with you.
What is that song? What do we think? You can even take a guess at who it's by. Remember that. You get points for the artist and the song. I can't give you the names because I'm doing this quiz again later and I don't want to give out the answers. You know how old I am. I'm a boomer. Did you not know? I'm a boomer. I'm a big old boomer. I'm boomer age. I've been christened by all of you. I got the crown, the boomer crown. Six is such a good song, you boomer. I know, it's great, isn't it? It was a wonderful song. See, the past wasn't all bad. We weren't all bastards back then. We had some good things going until we decided to. Actually, I don't know if my generation. So yeah, people born in the 80s. I'm not sure if our impact on the world has been realized yet because we aren't boomers, but we are older. But I'm still wondering if if we are in that stage where actually we're where what we've done has had impact yet. I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know. No, I know I'm a millennial. I know I am. But yeah, see, this is what I mean. I am a millennial, but technically I'm also like heading on to my 40s. So actually I'm to you guys, I'm ancient. So yeah, like I'm a boomer, of course. I'm older. And I think that's the way it's been misconstrued is boomer equals older. So like someone who's 30 could be a boomer, but I'm like, hell no, they're definitely not. They are a millennial. Because I think you guys you're not millennials. You're like bloody Gen Z or Y or something, aren't you? I don't know what you are. Yeah, collage, stop it. Cut it out. Stop it. Right, next one, round 8. And this time it's going to be round, not ruined. Oh, is it that long? 1980s to 2000s. Oh, okay, there you go then. There you are. Fantastic. So if you're born within the last 20 years, then you're not a millennial. You're something else. You're something else, but I'm a millennial. I'm one of them. You're fun. Woo. Okay, right. Next one.
Feeling like a bullet, jumping out a gun. I'm feeling like a winner. I feel like the one.
All right. What was that? Give me your answers. No clue. I have no clue. Did you learn that in primary school, Grace? Did you? No, that's mean. I'm joking. Nobody has a clue. No idea. Okay. I mean, Ali wasn't right, but Ali was actually the closest with her answer. So yeah, that was it. I love it. It's so funny because effectively, I think as literally as Ali said, 1980s to 2000s, like millennial. That's it. If you're born after that, you're a Gen Z. But the thing is, you can say, "Oh, I more identify with this and da da da." But much like we talked about identity a couple of days ago, it's like, why does it matter? Why is it important? What does it mean really? So yeah, Ali, yeah, that's the closest answer, but it's still wrong. Closest answer. I love it. It's that was one of the situations where if you hear it and you're like, oh man, this is a jam. But then if you found out who it was by, you'd be like, oh no. So right, last one. No, it's the penultimate one.
1, 2, 1, 2. So check this out. It's the jump board right now. I want everybody to put your work down, put your guns down, and report to the pit. The gravel pit. Leave your flowers at home. Leave your children at home. Before taking back underground. I leave Bobby Boulders. Wu-Tang Clan on your mind one time. It's the jump board. So just jump off, my nigga. Check out my gravel pit. All the stuff.
Yeah, no, identity is important. Identity is very important. But I think identity is important when it works from the inside out. We will grasp, but like you say, we won't feel all alone. But what we'll do is we'll grasp onto identities outside of us to feel like part of something, when what we don't realize is that if we grab onto the identity that's inside of us, we can actually still connect to things. So yeah. No clue. Still no clue. Veronica has no clue. And now, Grace, Don't know the song, Joe. Grace, are you all right with this kind of popularity? No clue, no clue, no clue. Okay, cool. All right then. All right. Cool. Round 10. By the way, no one's guessed the theme yet. No one's guessed the theme.
Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air.
Actually, wait, I've realised I'm going to have to give you the names for you to guess the theme. Damn it. Oh, we've got time. That's okay.
If I should die before I wake, it's 'cause you took my breath away. Losing you is like living in a world with no air. Oh, I'm here alone.
Okay, that's the last song. What was that? Grace, you really are typing so desperately, aren't you? I'll actually, yeah, I realised I'm going to have to give you... I'm going to have to give you the answers so that you can guess the theme. So what I'll do is I'm going to give you the names of all the songs. And then what I'll do is I'll give you all one opportunity to guess the theme that links all of the songs. No clue. Zero clue. Bum 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 bum. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Grace doesn't have Grace does not have a clue. She doesn't have a clue, and she is setting a trend, setting a trend for sure. Definitely laying down the groundwork of this magnificent trend that you've begun. The clur, the clur, clur. All right then. So let's go through the names of the songs. I'll do it now. Hang on. Okay. Oh no, I've got it wrong. Here we go. So then. Song number 1 was called Waterfalls by TLC. Remember, you've got, right, hang on, bonus points. You've got one chance to guess, the thing. Twigsy, brilliant shade. We love it. Trendsetter I am. You've got one guess to guess the theme that links all of these songs together. Okay, so number 1 was Waterfalls by TLC. Number 2 was Set Fire to the Rain by Adele. Number 3 was Chasing Pavements by Adele. Number 4 was Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler. Number 5 was The Day We Caught the Train by Ocean Colour Scene. Number 6 was Firestarter by The Prodigy. Number 7 was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. Number 8 was Blow by Ed Sheeran, Chris Stapleton, and Bruno Mars. That was the one where you were like, yeah, rock and roll. And that's why I said it was closer to Justin Bieber, because it's a pop artist. And number 9 was Gravel Pit by Wu-Tang Clan. Number 10 was Jordan Sparks, No Air. So what is the theme that connects all of those together? You're welcome, Jack. No problem. I didn't want to not let you have that, right? Okay, we have a winner, and the winner is Ali. Congratulations. Yes, indeed. It's The Elements. That was the connection. Fantastic. Old tunes. Chill out. I'll put bloody Ed Sheeran on there. Not that old. Actually, when did that come out? That was like, that's not even an old song. Yeah, but basically, Ali got it. Because, yeah, that was it. It was Elements. It was Elements. So, yeah. Hang on. When did that song come out? I mean, actually, to be fair, I'll give you this. So this song came out, when was it? 2019. That was last year that song came out. It's because those songs were picked, actually. So actually, this is fair that you said old tunes, Grace, and Jack, you said boomers. It's because I'm doing that music quiz for the staff later on today. So I had to pick songs that weren't too recent because they probably would have no idea what they were. So I had to kind of make them a little bit older. But you did really well. I mean, the fact that you got Elton John, right? You got that one. I'm a little upset you didn't get Ocean Colour Scene because that was actually a massive tune back in the day. But hey-ho, there you go. And then Firestar Prodigy. Jack, I think you're going to have a good time with the Prodigy. The Prodigy were amazing. And they still are, actually, incredible. So enjoy yourself. Have a good time. But yeah, so well done, Ali. You got the bonus points for that one. It was indeed Elements. So yes. Take me by the hand, lead me to the land. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing in the chat anymore. But that concludes the quiz. So the winner in reverse orders, the winners are Ali. Well done. You came third place with 8 points. Congratulations. Then it was Grace, who actually had very few clurs throughout this entire quiz with 10 points. Well done. Our winner today with 12 points was Veronica. Well done, Veronica. Prepare yourself to dab on the haters. Dab all over the haters. Let them know that you're dabbing hard. And then finally, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to give you all, because she's here in the room, hang on, I'm going to show you this because I personally am incredibly proud of her. And I think it's all important that you see that she's done this. Hang on. So in the room, we have not one celebrity, but two. And I'm extremely proud of her because she managed to get herself onto a global platform with a lot of practice, a lot of hard work, and a lot of persistence and resilience. So ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to dab it out for our very own Ali Kingston in the room, who has done her very own TEDx talk. And that is the link to that talk. She's done it right there. Where is it up to? 384 views. Nicely done. Here it goes. Right on top. Just so proud. Standing proud. We love to see it. We love to see it. So yes, go and take a look at that. Let her know how wonderful you did with it. And yes, well done, Ali. Super proud. Well done, Grace, as well, for just being Grace. But I'm going to say well done, Ali, for doing this. That's really awesome. Really spectacular stuff. Yes, dabbing out on all the haters. Let them know that we dab them out. So now I just got to add the points to the final board. So Ali's got an extra point. Grace, where are you? 2 points there. And then Veronica is... God, Veronica's so far in the lead. It's mad. Absolutely mad. Yeah, it's good. It's very good work. And yeah, well done. Ali, super proud. That's amazing work. Really amazing work. So very well done. So that is it. Okay, well, right. Well, Ali's going to have to go and sort out out. So we're going to go until Monday. Everyone have a great weekend. Thank you very much for being part of the live today. And yes, have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday, 12 p.m., same time as usual. But I love you all dearly so very much. How many points do you have on the leaderboard? Veronica, you have 30 points. And the person behind you has 21. That's Twigsy, by the way. Twigsy, you're second on the leaderboard. So doing good. But yes, have a great weekend, everyone. And I'll catch you on Monday. Much love, people. Bye.